So guys, Instagram has a massive problem. There was something that happened 3-4 months ago that is gonna affect all of you. It's something that I would like to call an Instagram epidemic because I'm sure that you have seen all these reels, all these posts, all these stories that are sponsored by casinos or some betting companies. Because at first when I saw all these casino logos spread it all over the Instagram, all over the reels that sometimes are not even relatable. But what was very suspicious for me is that when I visited their profiles, I've seen no links. As you may know or not, if you are sponsored by someone, you are also gonna put their link in your bio. They can track all the leads, all the traffic that you are bringing them, and they are paying you accordingly. But in this case, I've seen no links. That was very suspicious, so I tried to do some research. By the way, I've seen that CoffeeZilla also created one video about this, but he didn't go specifically on Instagram. He was talking about big YouTubers and big podcasters that are now sponsored by casinos. So at the moment, Instagram is just flooded with those logos with no links. So I asked myself a question like, how are they getting paid if nothing is trackable? Because there is no link, you cannot track the generated leads, traffic, everything. But I've seen hundreds of Instagram pages that were sponsored by these casinos. So I decided to dive deeper into this, and I found out several interesting things. So first I want to talk about why this problem occurred specifically on Instagram. And the reason is very simple, and I think there's only one person to blame. And the person is actually the founder of Meta, Mark Zuckerberg. And the reason is that Instagram, like until now, it's 2025, and it's the only social media platform that still refuses to pay its creators. So that's why all these creators went into other sources of income. And as you may have already guessed, that's not really the most ethical way of making money on Instagram. But the problem is it's almost the only way to make money on Instagram. For people who are not content creators, they are using other people's content, they are clippers. That might be the easiest and the fastest way to make money. I want to be specific, this is not any like promotion of casinos, betting companies or anything. You will never see such things on Financian, but I'm just talking about the problem, why it occurred and what's gonna happen next. So as you may know, Instagram is flooded with theme pages. What theme page means is basically a page where there is no face, so you cannot see the real person behind the page. So those are usually people like me, or if they are just newcomers, those are just young people who are trying to generate any views and then finding some ways to monetize it. And the problem is that now any young person who is trying to monetize their content, they see all these casino and betting logos all over the Instagram, and they just wonder how are those theme pages making money without any links, without any direct promotion. It's just a logo placement, that's it. And I also found out how those logos work. So basically you are just taking their logo, placing to your videos, and the casino or the betting company is paying you according to your views. So usually they are just paying per 1,000 views. Sometimes it's very, very low. So I found out also the average price that casinos and betting companies are paying those small creators. That's usually 15 cents or 20 cents per 1,000 views. And the thing is that those sports videos are usually getting too many views sometimes. They can get up to 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 30 millions. When a small creator is generating only 1 million views with a casino logo, they can get paid up to $150 or $200. That's even more than YouTube pays to its creators. And the problem is that this is a much easier way to generate revenue, because even YouTube doesn't pay that much money to its creators, and also YouTube is much harder. You know that YouTube has all these regulations that they are not paying anyone. Like even us, it's not a secret that we are the only monetized YouTube Shorts podcast channel. And the reason that we are the only one YouTube channel that's still monetized is because YouTube is getting harder and harder every single month. You know, when I started in this niche, I wasn't the only one here. When I got here, the market was already flooded with similar theme pages that were about finances, business, marketing, everything that we are posting here. So that's when YouTube decided that they are gonna pay their creators for short form content as well, because they were just trying to compete with TikTok, and TikTok was much bigger back then. So when YouTube started to pay their creators for short form content, all the theme pages from Instagram, from TikTok came to YouTube, because now finally they could generate any revenue here. I don't know if you remember this, but YouTube introduced their YouTube Shorts fund, which was $100 million. And that's when I first started to getting paid from YouTube Shorts fund. So what YouTube basically did, they paid basically everyone who are creating short form content. And then they introduced their regulations. They made it much harder for creators to earn money, because now they have attracted all these creators, all these theme pages from other social media platforms. And now what they were going to do is just to make it much harder to make money, so it's gonna be a better social media platform overall, with no locality theme pages or YouTube accounts. So when the first wave of mass YouTube demonetization happened in YouTube, I was also one of those people who got demonetized. But what happened when all these theme pages got demonetized? They went back to Instagram, and I was the only one that stayed in YouTube to try to figure out the new rules, how to play the new rules, and how to get monetized again, and then remain my position. So that's the reason that you can see that we are the only one and the biggest one on YouTube right now, because all those other theme pages that you know from Instagram, like Wealth, Alpha Motivation, or all those ones that have over 10 million followers on Instagram, they also tried YouTube, and you can find their dead YouTube channels right now. But because YouTube made it much harder for them to getting paid, they just went back to Instagram. But then what happened? All these theme pages went back to Instagram and started a massive wave of promotions on Instagram. So there were too many creators, too many course makers, too many influencers who were trying to promote some kind of product or some kind of service that they are offering. And they went to these theme pages that had much more views than them without showing their faces. But because they are in the same topic that those influencers are trying to be, they paid to these theme pages for promotions. This wave lasted for about a year, and then this wave also died. I'm sure you could find much more promotional posts on Instagram of influencers last year, but now it's just only casinos and betting companies, because those influencers kind of found their way to promote themselves, and now they don't need any of those theme pages. So now for those theme pages occurred another big problem of how they are gonna get paid at least something, because for them their theme pages used to be a profitable business, but now they just ran out of opportunities. So about 3-4 months ago started this wave of casino and betting companies who finally found a way to pay those theme pages to promote themselves. So when I did some research, I found out that most of these campaigns of promoting betting companies and casinos are coming from this platform called WOP. So WOP is basically a platform where it used to be a place where you could find some campaigns of influencers or podcasts that are trying to scale their influence. The way it worked is that, for example, you could have a famous podcast of Logan Paul, let's say, Impulsive Podcast. They would just set a budget, let's say $5,000, and they would pay $1 per 1,000 views. So what you were required to do is just clip their content, take their recent podcast, and then just clip it and upload it to your social media platforms, your pages. And based on the views that you are getting, Logan Paul would pay you $1 per 1,000 views. And this lasted maybe 6 months until the casinos came. And because those podcasts and personal pages stopped promoting themselves on WOP, came over all these casinos and betting companies and started introducing their campaigns. Because they were casinos and they were all around sports content, they started to pay much less, like 15 cents or 20 cents per 1,000 views. But the reason, of course, because they knew that the views are gonna get much higher. So in order to maximize their revenue, they just decided they are gonna pay much less and attract much more people. And when you read their requirements, you see that it's much easier than clipping podcasts. That's also the another reason why they are paying such a low price. So again, I'm not promoting this. I'm not saying that you need to go and find such ways to make money, because these ways are just very temporary. I mean, believe in my experience that this is gonna last only 6 months and that's it. because it's just another wave. The same wave that YouTube had, the same wave that Instagram promotions had, and this is just another wave. But with this wave, we are actually standing in front of a very big risk that this wave is gonna ruin too many lives and also ruin too many businesses. And Instagram is gonna be flooded with very low quality theme pages and videos, because their requirements are very easy and the money that they are paying is the only way that creators can make money now on Instagram. It's not gonna mix well, I think. But now I'm seeing this very big problem, because now those casinos and betting companies are coming into my niche, the finances, marketing, entrepreneurship, the niche that I'm in. Now they are entering this niche, and the problem is that they've already paid some of the biggest creators in my niche. So for example, the same Wealth that has over 10 million followers on Instagram, they also started to post some content that are promoting casinos secretly. So usually it's not an open advertisement, but this is something that's just covered inside their content. By the way, I can just show you one example here so you can see how they are doing it. And that's a big problem, because if the sports content was the only niche that was promoting all these gambling, casinos and betting companies, now they have entered into this niche where it's not even relatable. But all these finance niche theme pages found a way to promote gambling, because they just introduced this as another way of making money, which is gonna be very bad for us. And another big problem here is that because they are targeting all these big pages, and they've also tried to offer me as well. But as I said, you will never find any gambling, any betting or any casino promotion inside our channel. But because Wealth is the biggest on our niche, he is the blueprint actually for all these new theme pages that are coming, and all these existing ones, because for our niche it was never okay to promote casinos or gambling. But now when all these theme pages see that Wealth, the biggest theme page on Instagram, is promoting casino, they now can consider this as being normal, because if Wealth is doing this, they can do it. Why not? So this is the biggest problem that I see with Instagram right now, and I just thought that I will share this with you. But the biggest risk here is that this epidemic of gambling will last much longer if Instagram keeps not paying their creators. Because when social media platform is paying their creators, they are also increasing their restrictions. And when you are getting paid from the platform itself, you are not allowed to do many things. For example, promoting gambling. Because Instagram has never paid any creator, or let's say any theme page in their life. That's the reason that they have very low restrictions. And when you have a theme page, it's usually very uncommon when your post is getting removed for violating any copyright or any rights. But on YouTube, on the other hand, where YouTube is actually paying their high quality creators, the restrictions are much more, and all these YouTubers know that there are certain things that they don't have to do in order to keep getting paid. So I hope this epidemic will end hopefully in 6 months, but Instagram has work to do. And just to sum this up, I want to tell you a story that happened to me and to our Instagram page. It happened last year, and this is the story of how our Instagram page with over 600,000 followers got deleted by Meta because they thought that we are promoting Trump. So this story happened in 2024 when Donald Trump was not yet the president of the United States. So this was pre-election. Joe Biden was still the president, and Kamala Harris and Donald Trump were competing who is gonna be the next president. And as you know or you don't know, our Instagram page is also very active because we are posting news every day. Either it's gonna be political, it's gonna be world news, it's gonna be financial or marketing news. We are posting those every day. So what basically happened is, before elections, all the biggest sources of news like BBC, NBC, CNBC, all these news channels were kind of against the Trump, and they would just manipulate the articles in a way that's gonna place Trump in a very negative way. So now I'm reading you two titles that the first one was written by us, and the second one was the same article but was written by the media at the time. So, the title that was written by us: Trump condemns violence while urging unity after Charlottesville clashes. And this is the same news and the same article, just in a different way, that was written by the media. It says, Trump defends white supremacists after violence in Charlottesville. So, when we were posting all this news at the time, we have seen this like very visual anti-Trump propaganda. So what we actually did, we didn't copy-paste the titles. We have written it as it is in reality. So because we are actually telling the truth, Instagram didn't like that very much because, as you know, at the time, Mark Zuckerberg was defending Joe Biden because Joe Biden's administration was pressuring Mark Zuckerberg because Instagram was in front of a very big risk of closing down because there were some certain things about COVID, about Trump that not many creators could say. So they were just actively censoring all the posts, all the publications that were about Trump or COVID. And this is something that Mark Zuckerberg confessed during the Joe Rogan episode, where Joe Rogan actually pressured him that he really promoted Joe Biden during the elections.
Inarguably true.
Who is they? Who's telling you to take down things that
it was
that talk about vaccine side effects?
It was people in the Biden administration. I think it was.
So what actually happened with us, because we were showing the news as they were. Again, I just want to say something, that we were not promoting Donald Trump. We were just showing the news as they were, without any manipulative titles. And because we were telling the truth without manipulating the titles, one day I woke up and I saw that Eric Trump started to follow me. When I've seen that I have a message from Eric Trump himself. It was a very simple message. He just said, "Love it, guys." That's it. I was surprised actually, but the thing that happened after hours shocked me, because I remember we have received a copyright claim from Instagram that we were spreading fake news or something, and our Instagram got deleted permanently maybe after 3 hours. So it was very spontaneous for us, and I've told the team about it, that we no longer have Instagram and we cannot appeal it, and nothing is gonna happen. We just lost our Instagram page and that's it. And now, because our Instagram page got deleted, I cannot raise my voice anymore. So I cannot tell the truth, I cannot spread the real news, and I cannot even text Eric Trump for some help. But I also realized that even Eric Trump couldn't help me at the time, because Instagram was under Mark Zuckerberg's control, and his plans about elections was much different than they are now. So what we actually did, we just waited until the elections. And this is something that no one is gonna tell you about, because maybe I'm gonna have some problems with Instagram today, but in reality what happened is, the day of the elections, when Donald Trump became the president again, our Instagram got restored within hours, without any appeals, without any calls with Meta agents. Our Instagram page got returned to us in silence. So what I'm actually trying to say here is that Instagram is very manipulative. On the other hand, you have all this censorship, all these restrictions about posting some political content that are actually true. And on the other hand, they are very okay with promoting gambling, casinos and everything. And they are not restricting their rules around gambling in social media. So what's my message here? Is be careful when you are playing Instagram. I'm calling it playing because actually trying to make a business on Instagram is a game for me. Be very careful what you are posting, and be aware of those logos and where they come from and what's their real goals. Thank you. Okay, so as you've already watched the whole video till the end, I finally can tell you what happened after I shot that video in the studio. So I was in the studio filming this exact video that you are watching here 5 hours ago. Now I'm in my office because what actually happened is so unexpected that I just decided you're gonna know about this. Before I tell this, I just want to say that I am not any conspiracy theorist. I don't really follow those theories, but what actually happened kind of forced me to think again. Because this whole time when I was filming that video about Instagram, about Mark Zuckerberg, about the story with Eric Trump, turns out all that time, Instagram was actually listening to me because my phone was with me all that time. So what happened is, I finished filming, I went out, I decided to just have a dinner in a restaurant. I went there and I received a message from my assistant saying that, where is our Instagram? Where is our page? And she sent me a screenshot where it's just our username, but there is no profile picture, there is no posts, no follower counts, nothing. Just an empty page. So I grabbed my phone and I realized that I haven't received any notification for 30 minutes from Instagram. Because usually what happens is my phone is just buzzing up because of Instagram notifications all the time. I clicked on the Instagram and immediately I received this message. And the message says that our Instagram page is terminated and it's going to be deleted permanently. Again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't really believe most of those conspiracy theories. But I also don't believe in coincidences like this. I mean, we have not received any corporate claims, any violation claims from Instagram from other users. And then out of nowhere, when I was filming that video about Instagram, my Instagram page with 667,000 followers got deleted just within 30 minutes. So it's now 4:46 a.m. here. So we're just trying to resolve this issue as soon as possible. I don't know if we are gonna have our Instagram page by the time we upload this video on YouTube, but you can check if our Instagram is active or not. It's Financian_. So yeah, this is kind of very unfortunate update. I'm going home now and let's see if we can return our Instagram or not, because really we didn't do any wrong things on Instagram. As I said in the video, Instagram allows all those pages with gambling advertisements, but all we posted was just about finances, about news, some marketing, or some just daily facts about world. That's it. We didn't promote anything illegal. We didn't promote any gambling or casinos, nothing. So, yeah, this is a small update. Thank you for watching till the end. Bye.